Now to COVID's impact on the economy. Extended federal unemployment benefits put in place at the height of the pandemic expire today for millions of Americans. This on the heels of Friday's lackluster jobs report, which was nearly 500,000 jobs lower than estimates. So what does this all mean for American families and the overall economy moving forward? Labor Secretary Marty Wlash joins us now on this Labor Day morning. Secretary Wlash, good morning to you. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, and thank you for having me this morning. I just want to wish everyone in the country a happy Labor Day.
Thank you. Well, we'll get to those job numbers in just a moment. But let's start with the federal unemployment assistance expiring today. That money has certainly been a lifeline for millions of families the last year and a half. What happens to them now?
Yeah, thank God we had it in the very beginning of this pandemic because people would have had gone through a lot more devastation during this pandemic. What we've done now is we're looking at, this was a bill that was voted on by Congress, the American Rescue Plan, and today was the day that the $300 extension will end. We've allowed governors across the country, if they need to look at using CARES money, using Rescue Plan money to extend the unemployment benefit in their state if they need to. The rate is different all across the country. So it really is about how do we continue to get the economy back and running. The problem we have right now is that we have a Delta variant that unfortunately is not working with us. We're seeing numbers in certain parts of the country high, so we have to keep an eye on what's going on moving forward here.
I'm glad you asked about that. Let's unpack that for a moment. A growing number of schools are now going virtual again because of the Delta variant. What's the solution, in your opinion, for families who can't afford to do both, work from home or go back to work, and also pay for child care? What do they do?
Well, we're going to have to watch and reassess where we are as we move forward here over the course of the next couple of weeks. The one thing about this pandemic, when the pandemic began, I was the mayor of the city of Boston. We had to shut down the city, basically shut down schools and businesses. And as we started to move forward, we were seeing some kind of light at the end of the tunnel when President Biden got sworn in as president. He came out with a very aggressive vaccine program. We were able to get 70% of Americans vaccinated. We were able to do a lot moving our economy forward, add 4.5 million jobs since he took office. And over the last month, really the month of August, has kind of changed the way we look, changed the perspective of where we are with the pandemic. So we're going to have to take this week by week to see how we move forward. Lots of parents are going to have a very difficult time if, in fact, schools do not open in person. And I think that's one of the things that we were hoping for as schools reopened, people getting vaccinated. The two fears, I think, that kept people out of the workforce the most were, one, lack of good child care, which includes schools, and the second is their own personal health. So as we're going to have to monitor this very closely, I know the President and the White House and the CDC are monitoring this very closely.
Absolutely. Let me squeeze in one more question here. I want to get to those job numbers. Early estimates. We're optimistic. Analysts suggest that this summer's COVID surge has slowed growth. Is that what you're seeing? And should we expect a rough few months if these trends continue? I think a lot of people just want to know if there's a light, if you will, at the end of the tunnel.
Well, I think there is a light in the tunnel, and I think it's incumbent upon all of us to make sure that we're vaccinated, making sure that we're still keeping each other safe and watching out for your own personal health with the pandemic. I think that, we really need to continue to get people vaccinated. There's still parts of this country that large numbers of people aren't vaccinated, and we're seeing the largest hits of Delta variant there. Also in those areas, we're seeing hospitals overrun with people and some concerns. So I think there definitely is a light in the tunnel. It's just a matter of us continuing to move forward.
I don't want to make you say a yes or no answer here, but do you think we can get back to pre-pandemic levels within the next year or so?
I would hope so. I mean, again, it's very the pandemic, the virus is very unpredictable. I think we can get pretty close to it. I think a lot of people were hoping this year, by the end of this year, would be there. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, but again, we're dealing with a pandemic. I think that listening to what the science says, listening to what the experts say, we'll get together. We'll get through this together.
We sure hope so. U.S. Labor Secretary Marty Wlash, thank you for your time on this Labor Day.
Thank you. Happy Labor Day to everyone.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.